Hello, and welcome to the Screencast tutorial on creating a feedback form using Google Forms. If you're an educator, employer, or leader in a student organization, this tutorial may be a helpful resource for you when evaluating your performance and assessing areas for improvement. First, go to Google Forms and log in if you're not already signed in, and this is what your homepage will look like. You can either select a pre-made template at the top or start yours from scratch. For this tutorial, I'll be creating one from scratch. Third, title your form. For my example, I'll be collecting feedback on a module lesson from my students. Also, add a description. This can include the purpose of the form, instructions, and/or due dates. You can emphasize certain words or phrases in the title or description using bold, underline, or italics. In my description, I will just be boldening the due date. Then, the most important part, your questions. Google Forms has many different types of questions that you can use. First, I'll be asking the participant for the first and last name using the short answer question. The first question will always automatically populate when you create a new form, and all questions will automatically be required. Because this is a feedback form, I will not require names, so I'll toggle this required button in the bottom right of the question box and add a disclaimer in the question. To add another question, you can either duplicate the first one like so, pressing the duplicate button, or you can create a new question by going to the sidebar on the right and clicking this plus sign with a circle. So for this question, I will be using the rating style. Clicking on this first drop down with the number 5 allows you to choose your max rating. The next drop down with the star allows you to choose the symbol that will display. I will use the default for both. Next, I'll ask a question using the checkboxes style to assess specific parts of the module. Clicking Enter, it will create new options. Lastly, it's important to allow your users to leave personalized feedback. So my next question will be in the paragraph style. Now that the questions have been built, you can adjust the settings of your form itself by going to Settings. You can make it a quiz and customize when you release grades and when your users can see the correct responses if applicable. Because this is a feed form, this quiz won't be graded. In the Responses dropdown, you can allow users to edit their responses, manage how many submissions are allowed, and send users a copy of their responses if you collect emails. Third, you can edit how your form is displayed. You can display a progress bar, shuffle the order of your questions, and show a confirmation message once the form is completed. I'll display the progress bar and edit the confirmation message by clicking Edit. Some other elements that I'll briefly touch on. If you expect many participants in your feedback form, I would recommend recording the responses in a Google Sheet. By clicking Link to Sheets, you can link the responses to a new sheet or an existing one. I'll create the new sheet. Once creating this form, it'll automatically open up so you can see how the sheet will be formatted with each question having its own column. Next, you can edit the color scheme and text in your form by clicking on this paint palette. For my header, I'll change it to Impact, and I will keep the question and text at the default font and sizes. You can upload an image for the header here and also edit the background color of your form. I will make my feedback form a turquoise. Lastly, you can share this form via email, link, or HTML code by clicking on the Send button. To preview what your form will look like from a participant's perspective, click this icon that says Preview in the shape of an eye. To return to the edit mode, click the pen in the bottom right corner. I hope this tutorial provided you with the skills to be able to create your own feedback form in either your classroom, workplace, or student organization. Thank you.